poop.
You don't
Snap,
say.
crackle, pop,
Snap, crackle, pip, pop, poop. I did like,
There we go.
because I buy, because even for $5 a box, you're getting the generic store cereals, you know?
Yeah.
But,
The bag
So I got
or
the
the-
Rice Krispies or whatever. Pounded down like half the boxes.
Do you just, is it just milk and Rice Krispies, or do you
Yeah, I do half and half. Half and half Rice Krispies and raisins.
Fucking Todd wouldn't come out of the bathroom for about 4 days.
You gotta,
Unless it's like, Raisin Bran, then I'm in there 30 minutes.
yeah, I can't
And you're
have
completely
raisin
flushed.
mixed things because Clymer really has a vendetta against the raisin. I don't know if she was traumatized by the California raisin
What? Wait a
animation
minute.
of the.
We might have to dig deeper into this.
So I like Raisin Bran is verboten, but I can have bran flakes and raisins.
Added to it, yes.
Wow.
We got 16 years in, bro. It's like you just do what you got to do.
That makes absolutely no sense, but I like it.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
Welcome everyone to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members only section of the website or sign up on Patreon.
Can't get Todd.
Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Hey.
Well, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Yes, extraordinaire.
Coming to you from the beautiful I Am Renton space here in historic downtown Renton, Washington.
Beating heart.
The beating heart, and it's a warm day, boys.
Yeah, it's fucking hot out there.
It's hot outside. And folks watching from home and soon to be listening, don't adjust your sets. There is an extra body up here.
Yes.
Greg has come to join us. Greg is from Print Ritual.
Oh, yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yes, indeed.
Local graphic designer, been based here in Renton for quite a while, right?
Yeah, I've been screen printing for about 10 years now.
Okay.
So,
And not just screen printing, but stickers, T-shirts, just about everything you can.
yeah, I started out with T-shirts, and we just take them places. And the majority of the things I print now are patches. So it's me screen printing a chunk of fabric, and people sew it on their backpack or jacket or things.
Nice.
I do events all over town. I did the punk rock flea market.
Nice.
I thought about going. I used to work in that QFC.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, that was one of my first jobs. Was cleaning the meat room at that QFC on 15th.
You should go.
Way back. $3.36 an hour.
Wow.
And the manager was pissed that I was getting that extra. penny.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Well, we'll dig more into Greg's business in Renton and all kinds of stuff. He's going to be joining us tonight. So bonus for you folks at home. Doesn't cost you any extra.
Shots of the stickers
Oh,
around
yeah,
the
just a
table.
small sampling.
Yeah.
And this really does confirm my suspicions all along.
Yeah. Actually, I know someone who really believes the whole Sasquatch thing, and that's one of the things he believes too, is that they're
They're aliens.
they're interdimensional beings.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's why they
Oh,
can.
man.
That's why they're so hard to find.
Nice. Well, speaking of interdimensional beings, boys, tonight's safe word, if anybody's not feeling safe, and Greg, just yell out, and we'll stop this here program and check on you, is Dancing in the Moonlight.
Oh, very nice.
Which everybody thinks is a great song, right? Everybody dancing in the moonlight. It's actually kind of a horrible story how it was written.
Well,
You're welcome. Sherman Kelly is the guy that wrote the song in 1969. It was first recorded by King Harvest. That's the most famous version. Thin Lizzy does a pretty cool version of it too. But what had happened was he and a young lady were walking on the beach beach, I think in Jamaica or somewhere, and a gang attacked them, beat the crap out of him, and sexually assaulted the girl he was with, and he ended up in the hospital
Jeez,
for a long-ass
Louise.
time. And while he's in the hospital, he was imagining a different scenario, a happier scenario from what happened on the beach. So he came up with Dancing in the Moonlight to take the place of the
Jeez,
shit
yeah.
that happened to him on the
Trauma,
beach. So
man.
you guys are welcome. Now you will never hear that song again without...
Yeah, just awful.
Just
Wow,
awful.
that's rough.
Yeah, so-
So never go anywhere, people.
Never.
That's the lesson.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Build fences.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. Well, I'm sorry that happened. So,
Yeah.
and I hope everybody recovered.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, hi, Greg.
Yes,
So, and
Greg.
also I want to
Nice
thank
to meet
our patron, our missing patron, Mr. Jeffrey Lawrence.
Yes.
Close personal friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. Without him, we'd be somewhere else.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So,
Thank you, Jeff.
as it is a nice day and it's going to be nice out, it's a perfect time to go down to the Whistle Stop Ale House
yes.
Yeah.
and enjoy a meal or a beer or some other beverage on the
All the
patio.
above. Yeah, no,
Get
they-
down there. It's
Got
delicious.
good whiskeys, too.
That
Oh,
patio.
man, yeah.
They
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. So back to Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg. Whoa,
Oh, man.
that's
that
a
was-
bass.
Can you print that sound?
Yeah.
Greg, you graphic designer, is that kind of how you got your start? Just creating graphics, and then, or did you get kind of go reverse and start in the garment business, if you will?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I've always been an artist. I've always enjoyed drawing and just making stuff. I was a musician in like a punk band in high school,
Nice.
and it kind of started that we needed like T-shirts. And a lot of time, I think just being a visual person, I would just I would buy albums based on the cover. And
Yes.
people would say, "Don't do that,"
Yeah.
but I think that's wrong. Like that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
It would lead you to interesting places. So
Yeah.
I would.
Ronnie James Dio, Wham. Right? Which one are you going to buy?
Depends on my mood, really.
It kind of does, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so doing artwork for the band because we needed T-shirts, and then that took me to there was a event at Bumbershoot back in the day, like early 2000s, where they would get all the poster art screen printers there,
Yep.
and it was called Flat Stock. And
Okay.
I just went there one time and just stumbled onto it and was like, "This is better than every band that could possibly be here for me,"
Wow.
you know,
Right,
because it was just meant so much because it was like art, but not like stuffy art, you know, it wasn't painting or anything,
No.
you know, which I do enjoy, but
Sure. It's kind of
more
got a
gritty.
Yeah.
And it's because the substitute meaning for it is that it has to catch the eye because you want to get people to want to go see the bands, right? So there's got to be something behind that flyer, you know?
secretly it was advertising dark horse, you know, it was like, oh, okay, and that kind of got me to graphic design, you know. I was always kind of reluctant to be like, do we have to sell things, or like,
Yeah.
can they be cool things, you know, so that kind of brought me here.
Did you go to school and train for it, or yeah?
Yeah, it was a little art school in the woods, kind of out past like Bainbridge Island.
Oh, nice.
Right on.
Out there.
Yeah.
I went to high school here in Renton, so but yeah, a bunch of us Renton kids, they had this little school, and it was like on this like it looked like a Xavier's, like the X-Men.
That's
property.
cool. That's
Drawing a
kinda
blank
cool.
on the name, but it was like a little mansion or it was like a little house with. Like a courtyard and things like that. And,
Are they
and
still there?
They are not still there.
Oh, no. I was like, man, I want to go to art school now.
Yes.
It was,
Yeah, I think I know this school because my ex-girlfriend went to a school on the peninsula, someplace in Bremerton area. That was.
Brain damage. Yeah, damage is great.
It's in Tacoma now,
Oh, okay.
but it's called the Northwest College of Art and Design.
Oh, geez, that sounds awful.
Sounds like it might be the same place.
Geez, that's great.
I can't suggest it for everyone, just school in general, but it was great to be around other artists and to just kind of do that, even in a small town where you're like the only oddball kids. Everyone's wearing like trench coats or whatever. Like they can tell
Own styles.
those are the art kids.
My wife is a graphic designer too, and she was kind of the same way. She got out of high school, didn't know what she wanted to do, just moved around, got jobs, did the stuff, and then always been a very visual artist. So she ended up going to San Francisco School of Art. Isn't that what it is? The big art school down in San Francisco. So she ended up doing that and got her bachelor's or whatever from that. But
I once had a job at the Art Institute of Seattle. Does that count for anything?
Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
I was the guy that sat in the security chair in the lobby.
I thought you were going to say you were a nude model or something.
No. I actually the last time I worked there, it was the end of a 3-day, 12 hours a day. I was there for a long ass time for the last 48, 72 hours or whatever it was. And towards the end of my last shift, I was starting to fall asleep because I hadn't gotten hardly any sleep because I was always working. And the one time my eyes closed, the dean of the school walked by and called the boss and says, "Get him out of here."
Was his last name Warner?
Oh, I don't even remember. All I know is that I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I don't really care if I come back to this place because I heard nothing but horrible things about that guy, and all the people who was going to school there complained. But
He was the guy that you're on double secret probation.
You're on double secret probation.
0.0.
It's cool though because when you're not even working on the same project, but you see it with, be crafters or athletes, but artists or guitar players or whatever. But when you're amongst your peers, it's not even a conscious competition, I think.
Right.
But everybody just kind of keeps rising and getting better
energy,
and better
right?
and better and better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get presented with new stuff and everybody's on fire and young and capable and it's just not fair.
Yeah, pre Instagram too. It was
Oh, nice.
just like people starting to be like, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel. And you're like, okay, that sounds cool. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. When did you graduate?
Let's see, high school 2006.
Okay.
Okay,
we are really old, so. But
Can't even spell 2006. That's great.
I guess you're the resident millennial. I can bring you guys up to date on the millennial slang.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's just whatever Gen Z says, and we just try to make it sound as cool. But
Nice. Renton High?
Limburg.
Oh,
that's
okay.
right, yeah.
When did Bailey graduate?
Home of the Eagles.
Bailey would have
Bailey would have been
graduated.
2002, maybe.
It's 36.
2001, 2002.
No, because he's 97 was when he was born, so would have been 2007.
Yeah, you're right.
10, carry the one.
'Cause you
I don't know,
graduated 2012, I
2017 or
think.
something. Yeah. Do the math.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
my son
where's
was a
AI for this,
Limburg
man?
kid. Although he sort of left Limburg and did Green River Running Star, but anyway, cool. Yeah, go Eagles.
Yeah, do you have a YouTube channel?
No, just a bunch of playlists that I save and just weird clips of things, but no.
Nice.
That's about where I'm at with YouTube these days. I don't really do too much on there anymore.
Do you have any, is it just mostly just your art, or are you working on any, I don't want to say corporate stuff, but do you do stuff for businesses and stuff like that, or is it mostly just your art that you want to do, that you're able to put on stuff and sell?
It depends. I mean, for a number of years, it was just kind of, I did a lot of like custom printing and would take on other jobs, and currently kind of looking for that too. So if you need a logo or something, reach out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Come on, fans.
But yeah,
And we're doing the Gong Show. We got that coming
that's
up.
true. Printritual.com?
Print Ritual, yeah, that's my baby, and I've been doing that. That is me. I'll do the printing, and then a couple other friends will, I like to collaborate with other people with the artwork.
Nice.
I think that's something that I really lean back to is there's only so much I can make myself, and working with other people, it's just always more fun. And so yeah, there's been people I've contacted even in like I think there's a guy in Indonesia that did some artwork.
We've got some Indonesian listeners.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about them in a long
The
time.
Jakarta Six.
Jakarta 6, yeah.
Another guy from Italy.
Nice.
I mean, it's really open to just how finding people on the internet. You're like, I like your artwork. You know, would you want to make a T-shirt?
Yeah.
And that is what a wonderful use of the internet, right? Is to be able to, transfer art and ideas across borders instantaneously, to collaborate with people. It's like pen pals at light speed. It's fantastic.
Yeah. After that, there's really no plus sides as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, cat videos.
Yeah.
That's next. Yeah.
Oh, man. What else do we got?
What do we got? I don't know. Still playing music at all? What do you got?
No, I wouldn't really consider myself a musician.
Not with that attitude, young man.
I do enjoy it, but I was also the singer too, so I would and play the bass. But like for me, it was looking to the artwork and like being like, all right, we need I don't want to say an image, but it was always very important. Like I look back on the bands that were like popular at the time, that like really resonated with us. Like I'm going to show my age, but like Slipknot. Slipknot was like a big one.
I was going to ask you if you had influence, and were they like historical
They're good at their branding,
influences, or are they kind of more new?
I was kind of more of the punk kid with a bunch of new metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Stoner
seen,
kids.
Have you ever seen Cory Taylor doing the theme song to SpongeBob on YouTube or on Instagram?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, man.
He actually at one point went out on stage with Tom Kenny's band, the guy who voices SpongeBob, and he goes, "Are you ready, kids?" And everyone just freaked out, and then Cory came out and did the song with him and stuff. It was actually pretty cool.
I got Bailey a Cory Taylor autographed CD. I guess he had a solo album,
Jeez.
I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago.
He also has Stone Sour, which is his other band.
Oh, yeah. I'm not familiar as
I mean, I know who he is, and I recognize maybe a handful of songs being Slipknot, but I couldn't pull a Stone Sour song.
No, but they're ridiculously talented.
Oh yeah.
All those LA kids or whatever, but I think they come from everywhere worldwide and end up in LA, and that's the same kind of thing where it's just like,
I think he himself is from the Midwest or Chicago area, I think.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
Is there anything that sort of with your art that you want to do that you haven't been able to do yet?
Oh yeah, there's a ton of projects I would love to do, and with the like I said, I've been doing it about 10 years. So then when the pandemic came around, it was kind of like, what else could I do? I love to. It was definitely a time where I was thinking of other things that I would love to do. I think it would be really fun to make like a video game, a really small like indie game. Something maybe more like pixel artwork based. So any developers out there,
you should look up Renton City Retro. They do like a small show every year that has exactly that.
Yeah, I keep meaning to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just did it a couple months ago.
A game would be cool, like illustrations for like a book. I got a couple ideas kicking around for like a comic or like a zine or anything. So
There's
we might have to. We've got a radio play that we just started. The first episode, I think, is done. You guys
I
agree?
like it.
Yeah,
I like it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it's going to be a regular series. We're hoping to get like maybe 6 or 8 episodes for the first season, and then do more seasons after that. But I was thinking about grabbing somebody
Have a
to
graphic side of
a
it.
couple different art, kind of show the characters as they are. So we'll have to chat offline and
that'd be fun.
see what we got going.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking we should like have like a slideshow or like very rudimentary animation, like having like just almost like the original episode of South Park where it was all like hand cut out and stuff, and they would just kind of piece it together,
Yeah, or just a couple 3
Or like a motion comic. That's exactly what I'm thinking of, like a motion comic. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that in your wheelhouse? Something like that?
That's something that I've kind of hit a point where what brought me into screen printing was just kind of like, I was like, I need some t-shirts, but I don't want to pay anyone to do it.
Yeah.
Let's just invest a couple grand into equipment.
Sure.
And that was over time, but you know.
But it's paid itself back, right? I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's always fun to just. But my point is just to kind of make a tangent. I think with creativity is always. If you can afford it or figure out things. I mean, when it came to screen printing, it was like, oh, we'll get one screen and get a little ink, and then you just kind of move it up. And I don't have anything super elaborate. I have a friend who started screen printing with me, and he has like a 4. The fully automatic presses, just like it's
multicolors and all that stuff.
Yeah, I can do 4 colors to like one drawing, and then you rotate it. It's just like a little tabletop thing in my garage right now.
I've seen videos of it, but I'm not 100% on. But I'm assuming that you printed this, right?
I did not. This is just a shirt that I had available.
Okay, no worries.
I didn't know if I should wear my shirt, but I figured that would be a little much. So.
No, you know what? I don't agree with the thing where you don't wear the shirt of the thing that you're part of.
Well,
I think it's called free advertising.
That's
man.
right.
And
But at Todd wears his rent hat pretty much every time.
Most of the time, except for lately, it's been hot, and so that's why I have this trucker hat now that I've been wearing.
Nice.
I'm always honored whenever I see someone wearing anything that, even if you just know someone or that band, you're like, that's
the red hat with the R logo on it is actually my second hat. The first one I wore it so much that the patch came off. So.
Nice. Yeah, I do some board games as well. And we had a young person come in, and they did all the art for this little kids card game that we created. But yeah, I mean, that might be an avenue for you too to look at. Because there's tons of people that are making board games.
It's really neat, actually.
Yeah. I just feel like it's got into it about 5 years ago, and it seemed like a small niche group, and now it seems like every year there's so many more
people doing it,
more stuff coming out. So
and the garage entrepreneurship is huge. It's bigger today than ever, and it has so many facets. Right? There's like gunsmiths to, like you say, game designers and everything in between. It's amazing.
I actually just was introduced to a game just yesterday. It was somebody had posted a photo of it on Instagram, and it was so funny. It was basically a card game where your cards are like text messages, and it looks like it's a screen capture from a phone. And you play the card, and the response card is whatever you have in your hand. And I don't know, it seemed like a cool idea. So I think it's called like. Hey Charles, maybe we need to get you some Beano.
That's a lot of gay.
That's a lot of gas.
But yeah, I think they said it was called New Phone Who Dis.
All right.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
So I've been up since like 4, so I need some caffeine going on. So. Right. Any other projects that you got coming up that you want to share?
Can you share?
Well,
Can you share?
Renton wise, I'm at the farmers market through the
Every
end
Tuesday.
of the month, through the end of July.
Nice.
I love it. I think this is maybe my 10th year.
Oh, wow.
It's getting up there.
Yeah. That's great.
They're always great. It's always fun to see people just do that, hang out, eat an apple, just enjoy the sun. So I'm doing that, and then I think I'm going to be doing the Renton. What is it called? The block party.
Yeah. We got to talk to them about it. We can just head down there and start interviewing people.
Yeah, no, I have the wireless mics and stuff. We can plug into a phone or one of our recorders.
Yeah, were you planning on going to that?
What's that?
The Renton Block Party. I think it's August 29th?
I mean, I think
Maybe 30th.
30th, something like that?
It's the Saturday, the last Saturday.
Yeah. Figured we'd walk around as our town and we got somebody we can interview right off the bat.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Plus, that's 2 weeks before Gong Show.
That is 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we gotta get the
we'll
word
be all
out. I just got posters. I just ordered the posters.
Nice.
Yeah, I did a rubber ducky poster. Obviously not as good as a real
That's
graphic.
great. Yeah.
I didn't even check with the wife on this one because she was in Orlando, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna go for it.
You know what? It doesn't have to be too exciting for it to be a good poster, man. I mean, what did you do it in, like Canva or something, or?
Oh no, I use Adobe.
Premiere? Is that what it is?
It's not Illustrator. It's their little app.
Oh, okay.
Adobe app.
Is it Lightroom?
Express. I use Lightroom for photos. Yeah, I think it's Adobe Express.
The last couple times I tried making a flyer of any kind, I used the templates that are in Canva, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I just find a cool design and just edit the words. So.
Nice. So I got 25 made, so
Jeez.
I'll bring them next week.
24 to Delancey.
Paper the whole throw into. What is Mike talking about, folks? We've got Gong Show 2 2024 coming to us September 14th at Delancey's on 3rd. Doors at 7, show at 8.
Yep.
And I think I've got my act mic. I think I'm going to get like one of those full body suits, like the little onesies with the hood, and I'm going to put balloons all over it, and I'm going to do a little striptease dance while popping the balloons.
Yeah, like the bubble dance.
Like the bubble dance. Yes, yeah. And I think I'll get behind Romeo with a couple of balloons and like rub them on the back of his head or something.
That's a great idea. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing
Are you
it.
visualizing it?
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
Romeo's neck.
Yeah. Because I told the wife about it and I said, visualize it. She said, I don't want to.
If I go cannibal, Romeo's neck is on my top 5 meals, actually.
Oh my God.
That's how we tell if somebody's listening. But I mean it.
When I get a phone call, not gonna happen, Todd. Tell him.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty big if. You know, I mean,
Well,
I can't even have raisin bread in my house. I'm a far cry from cannibalism.
Well, last year at some event, Romeo was like putting on a shirt for an event, and they go, we don't have one big enough. He's like, yeah, man, I'll put it on anyway.
They all fit.
And he squeezed into this medium-sized T-shirt. And he makes me look anorexic, and he squeezed into this medium, and it was just he was pouring out everywhere.
It's fantastic.
It was awesome.
Nice.
I think I have photos of it somewhere.
Have you heard about them judging?
I haven't heard back, so I need to reach out again.
Just said,
No,
you talked to
I
Brandy,
talked to
right?
Brandy. She's
Okay.
getting back to me, just making sure. Because
Okay.
last time she like went to Primus or something, and instead she's been apologizing ever since.
For going to Primus instead of going to the college?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so let me
I mean,
milk that for a while.
It's either us or Les Claypool. I'm going to pick Les Claypool.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Not really sorry. Sorry, not
No,
sorry.
I mean, there was some good shit at the last Gong
There
show.
was some really good
No,
stuff.
we were laughing.
Yeah.
We were laughing.
Mike's friend, the goth clown guy, was really fun.
Oh, yeah, no, he's great.
Yeah, we got to get
He's
him.
actually looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah,
I saw
he's
him
a good
at
kid.
Crypticon
He's a
this
good
year.
kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Union plumber?
Is he?
Plumber? Yes, and a hysterical clown.
Have you been to Crypticon?
Perfect.
Yeah, I used to do
Combination.
Crypticon, with Print Ritual and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I went this year, and they had the director and the lead actor from Gremlins.
I miss the Gremlins.
Like Joe Dante?
Joe Dante was there, and the guy who played Billy.
Jeez, that's a big deal.
I made the mistake of saying, "Why didn't they get Howie to do the voice in the anime series?" And he just looked at me and goes, "Not everyone's gonna realize it's not Howie."
Good point.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I pissed him off at the get-go. I felt bad for the rest of the weekend.
Man. Greg, anything else you want to share with us? We're open. We're listening, man. Got the printritual.com. Is that the easiest way to find you? Is there any other websites?
Yeah, printritual.com and rentandmade.com. They're
All right.
kind of the same space.
And rent and made is the stylized R with the rent and wear, right?
Yeah,
And dare I
yeah,
say
this-
the
You can go for it. They followed me on social media.
Oh, did they really?
in the
Nice.
past.
Nice.
Maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but I think at this point most places just kind of want the cultural cachet that comes with being like, you're using that brand.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I don't know
sure,
if anyone's
sure.
making, I know
Yeah,
they
yeah.
make merch with it and stuff, so
Yeah.
we just kind of do it because we like renting. And
Yeah.
gotta have like some renting pride, so.
Do you do any of the parody art with other cities, or is Renton like the only one?
I only do renting just because.
Right.
Yeah, because no other city has ever mattered.
It had never measured up.
The most cynical people will come up to me and they'll be like, I bet you're at Kent too. I bet you do the farmer's market in Covington, huh? You're just doing a little circuit. I'm like, I swear I'm not. Like, you in West Seattle?
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Are there-
I bet you went to Keer.
Are there any parody designs that you haven't done that you want to?
Not. Well, one of the newest ones I did, the kind of sub pop,
Which is nice.
Which
Yeah,
is-
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun.
Those guys have all of the money, so don't feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be more in the mindset of like, oh, we'll take a logo and flip it to look like this. And now I've been thinking of other things. I've been, thinking too much of anime or something, just other projects. But it's when it kind of shows itself, like the Coleman logo for the Coleman camping stuff. I was looking at it one day and was like, I think you could make that work for Renton.
Nice.
And Renton, being a
Yeah.
cool.
Actually, I have that sticker on the back of my truck over there.
Yeah, not enough people like that one. Like, people are like, oh, well, that's cool. And I'm like, but, when you put the time into it and stuff, you're like, oh, that was so good.
Nice. Yeah.
If anyone likes any of it, it just makes my day. So honestly, it's fun. But
Yeah, I think it was the first day of the market this year. I walked up to his booth and I was wearing my bootleg shirt that I made. He said, "I'm sorry, I had to do this because you didn't have my size on your site." He's like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, I wanted to own up to it, so.
no, I take that to heart because I'm really bad at restocking the website, and most people will like hound me.
And the thing is I wear like sizes that are not usually sold in most places, so I'm not too mad about it, to be honest. But it was just like I wanted a shirt, and then it's like, and I didn't have it, so and may not have that size wherever you get your shirts from. So I just decided to go ahead and bootleg my own version of it. So. And I made a one-off.
I think we need to commission him, and this is just spitball idea. Three of us riding like a Catzilla, like Godzilla with a cat head, but like terrorizing Renton specifically. So like with Renton landmarks or something.
Like the Godzilla Eats Takula song.
Spitballing.
Terrifyingly specific.
Terrifying.
Let's do it.
Nice.
Cats.
Now, are we talking like a tabby, or are we talking like a
Well, that's up to the artist.
Yeah, I don't
like a
judge.
Siamese with a really angled
Oh,
face
yeah.
and whatnot?
Well, Siamese might be,
Calico.
Yeah, that's
Or what's
cultural appropriation.
What's those, the Mr. Bigglesworth cat?
Oh, the Sphinx. It's a Sphinx
Yeah.
cat.
I'm not drawing those.
The line is drawn.
Looks like a red mole.
I knew someone who had shared a picture of a Sphinx cat who was overweight. He goes, "Why do these cats look like? Why do they look like scrotums?"
I didn't think they did until now.
And it was one of those, when you see a fat cat who's like sitting and has his paws like in his lap, like he's kind of hunched over. Yeah, and it's like,
Well,
thanks, Dave.
I don't
Now
body shave cats. Thank you.
now I have that like seared into my retina. Thanks, Dave.
I have seen that as well, unfortunately.
Why does it look like a scrotum?
I guess we're just chronically online. We should stop looking at that.
We're always looking at memes and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. So is the Renton Wear on a different website, or is it all just on
Renton Made.
Renton Made?
Yeah.
Is that just...
Yeah, it's all on one website
website,
at this
okay.
point.
So you can find everything
Yeah.
you need to about you.
Your Instagram is Ren_made, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't update it very
Follow him. Yeah. The very least, tell him he has a link to his store on there. So.
Nice.
Yep, and there's one on Print Ritual there too. I spend more time doing the Print Ritual stuff right now, just because gearing up for, I do a bunch of events in the fall for kind of around Halloween.
In Kent?
Never can.
I bet he goes up to Lynch as well.
Oh, man.
Cool. Yeah, well, you got to strike in. Taking your art to the people is a form of democracy.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear anybody talk shit.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Because then they buy your stuff, they like it, or they don't, right? It's like you can't get more vulnerable than that. It's like, because you're paying to go in. You know what I mean? You're paying to be there. So it's like, buy it shit, people.
I feel the same way, when I'm hawking games.
Yeah.
Todd's been with me, and you're up there, and you got your pile of games, and people are like, what the hell is this? And they're looking at it, and they give you that kind of thing, and you're like, come on, like it. You like it.
Honestly, I think
$28.
I think if you had like a couple people playing the game while sitting there.
Yeah.
Just like, I've never had so much fun.
I think I just orgasmed.
There was that guy. They had that zombie game with the tiles. It was actually a fun game, but the only way I even stopped to look at it because he was actually playing it.
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Board games are very fun. Yeah, that would be another thing to add to the list. But there's so many different little kind of like divisions and pockets of like fandom now.
Yeah.
And it can cross over and just, I think being part of a community for other artists is just really critical right now because so much of it is online. So much of it is, unfortunately, I think just kind of homogenized and just, we're kind of meant to feel like we're just creating content. We got to have something new. And I try to take more time now to make things, even if it's like a little silly play on a logo or something. I think that's important. But if any artists want to reach out, get a hold of me, even hang out and draw just sometimes, I'm always down for that. So
Nice.
I think Renton definitely is a great city for that. And I've met a lot of great artists just putting up a booth and just going somewhere.
Just go.
Nice.
And talking, getting one-on-one feedback from people always means more. Like, I never go home and think of the dollar amount, really. You think of that one person that's like, that was funny.
Yeah.
Like that was great.
You know what you could try doing, and I saw somebody do this a couple times on either Instagram or on TikTok, where they do a live stream and they have a camera on themselves as well as on what they're working on. And I didn't think anything of it until I went to SummerCon this last weekend or week before, and the creator of the Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom and all that, he was doing that as he was talking to people and giving, and drawing out whatever they wanted to have drawn and
That's a
have
cool idea.
autographs.
That's a cool idea.
But he was I think he was live streaming at one point where it showed the camera
What he
angle
was
on what he
working
was
on.
working on, and the camera was on him, and he was
Nice.
talking and stuff. And that's actually kind of cool. You might get some more traffic your way if you're doing live streams like that.
Yeah, I gotta kind of pivot to doing some more video stuff. I need a new phone. My phone is like completely filled of just like, what are they called? The Sphinx cats?
The Sphinx cat.
It's a scrotum or Sphinx cat?
Oh, dude, we should totally do that. Just like zoom in on a cat. Is it a cat?
No, I don't care. Fuck.
Is it a cat or is it Mike?
Oh, man.
Mike, you might appreciate this. When I was at the farmer's market the other day, there's a booth and, everything behind me is t-shirts that says Renton, and this older couple kind of stopped and they were like, and then they like just kept walking by and they were just a little bit out of earshot. Well, I could hear them because they were very loud because their hearing was going, but they were like, Renton, it ain't that special. And then they just laughed.
Dude.
So serious to themselves. Like they were just like, it really made my day. I laughed. I was like, thank you.
You know what you should do? You should like draw like a person and
With a thought bubble.
a thought bubble, and they're in Kent or Covington or some other small town. They're driving down the highway or something. You see the big green Renton sign for getting off the
It
highway.
ain't so spatial.
It ain't so spatial.
I got news for you, bro. Go somewhere else.
Keep
Check it out.
walking.
You'll see.
Well, we'll definitely add you to our Friends of the Show page. We'll send a link to your site. Let me ask you this, because you mentioned fandoms earlier. Do you have any favorite fandoms that we can judge you on?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I already outed myself as a manga anime fan.
Right on.
Not all of it though. I'm in that age group where it was like Dragon Ball Z just came out and Pokemon, and everyone was like, "Whoa, that's cool!" But then, as you got older, they were like, "But that's still weird. Like that's still very not cool nerd stuff." And so you're like, "Okay."
Unless you go to the right conventions, then it's all about those things.
Oh, yeah, no,
But,
it's great.
but now it's just it's normal.
And I think it's just...
Here's a more direct question as far as anime goes: sub or dub?
It depends.
Depends on the show.
I'm going to default to my girlfriend because she is always on her computer and she doesn't want to like listen to the subtitles.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't at that point. So she's like always dub. And I'm like, okay, we'll go with that. But there are a few shows that I'm like, you got to go the original. The Chainsaw Man was one that I think if it's a newer one, I'll try to watch it first. I mean, you really get two ways of watching it. At that
And
point.
how do you feel about the Netflix live action remakes of shows?
Like One Piece and such?
And like Death Note and
Oh, yeah.
and then there's also Avatar's the newest one, but then there was also Cowboy Bebop as well.
The Cowboy Bebop one was real painful for me. I just seen the trailer. I wanted to love everything about it on
Sure.
paper.
Yeah.
But I think there's something that like they can make them. And that's fine. Someone will get them. Like I watched most of the Yu Yu Hakusho one.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
It just kind of comes and goes.
Yeah.
One Piece I think is still kind of the best, but animation is just one of those things. As an artist, it's like you can just do more with it. Like I love the new animated Spider-Man movies, the Enter the Spider-Verse,
yeah,
and I want Batman to be as animated as much as possible too.
Yeah.
In a
Because
good way.
there's things you can do with it, like you say, you just can't do. And that's fine, that goes both ways, right? So,
Have you seen the trailer for the Batman the Cape Crusader yet?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
What do you think of that?
I'm open to it. I think it should be good. I mean, obviously Kevin Conroy's not the voice.
Yeah, I think he's a part of the show, but he's not Batman, I think is what I heard. So I could be wrong though. The thing that I saw in it I liked was that it was like if they took the animated series from the early 90s and they took the Brave and the Bold series that came out like 10 years ago and they kind of fused them together and made it more adult. So there's going to be some adult languages on there and a lot more violent, I think.
That's always the pitfall I feel with Batman, because then it does kind of strike that, like if it goes too adult, like the newest The Batman movie, like it was good at some points, in other parts it was like, this is kind of like, this is
Over the top, yeah.
There's a lot. But I enjoyed that too,
Yeah,
you know.
same.
I didn't very much. I think they could have just kept they kept a couple of the other tertiary characters just out of it. Bring them in later or something.
Yeah,
You know what
I think
mean?
they were trying to put too much in the
I think
first
so,
movie.
and that's a common mistake in Hollywood. Right?
Well, and Warner Brothers is good for doing the wrong thing for the
Oh boy, yeah. Some of my favorite animated shows that I was watching. There's a show called Summer Camp Island. It's kind of geared towards more like kind of like elementary, middle school kids. But I mean, growing up watching Adventure Time and stuff like that, I'll watch anything. You know,
Right.
if it's got good jokes and the animation is, you just get like a good. But that's kind of my favorite, like right before bed, kind of wholesome show, just to kind of fall asleep to.
Purge your mind of all the nonsense from the day.
Yes, just forget about.
Someone once asked me if he had any guilty pleasure TV shows. Like, honestly, the only thing that I have guilty pleasure is like the teen sitcoms, like Zack and Cody, or Wizards of Waverly Place was another one that I liked. So, but they were like teen sitcoms. And
Yeah.
They were goofy, they were silly, and
I remember those. Yeah, I didn't.
And then you watch that documentary about Nickelodeon, and you're like, oh shit, man.
Ruined.
If you're looking for fandom to judge me by, probably the easiest one would be probably Twin Peaks.
Oh.
I'm a big Twin Peaks fan.
Okay.
That's not a thing that you're ever going to get teased about living in this area.
Is David, listen, genius or crazy or both? It's 30 seconds.
All of the above, I think.
Yeah.
David is a god among mortals. I would drink his coffee grounds.
Nice, yeah.
I did listen to his biography and just get that. I mean, to be that kooky would just be so great. I mean, like, as an artist, I've talked about this with other artist friends now. It's like, we don't get to be David Lynch. Like, that's like boomer.
Or Salvador Dali.
No, that's
where you get to
boomer
be
level where you can fall into something in LA and just like start making, surrealist movies and
They were not digestible. Eraserhead's violent against the senses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, fucking it, but he does it. And he makes good product. He does.
Yeah. Any influences that you can name that we might know?
God, that's a good point. Just kind of pop culture in general.
So you
try
just
to draw
grab
that
stuff as it comes in, and
a lot of the stuff with Print Ritual, sometimes I'll do like my own. I try to do like my own kind of like just kind of ideas and stuff like that, because there's a certain point where I think if we just regurgitate too much of it, it just kind of gets like
oversaturated.
Like if you're mashing Star Wars with Simpsons with Spider-Man and then throw in
sounds perfect to me.
That sounds great to me, man.
Sold!
Like Barney as Boba Fett, I would absolutely think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, Barney.
Like going into like a Moe's Tavern if it was Mos Eisley kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Scum and villainy.
Yeah.
Which is the name of a place down in L.A. Scum and Villainy. It's a bar that has elements of Star Wars and Star Trek and other science fiction in the bar.
Nice.
Depending on where you sit.
And it was Mike's nickname in high school.
Scum and or villainy, depending on the day.
Right. Yeah, so go look up Greg's stuff, everybody that is watching or listening. Check
Buy
it out.
stuff.
It's very
Check it
cool
out.
stuff. I'll post a picture here, too.
And not from Kent.
And not from Kent. That's sold right there.
I know. I mean, we shouldn't even have to say
if he was from Kent, he would need to have a mullet, right?
Well, I don't know. Or a chew tobacco tin ring.
Nice.
In his
Oh
back
my
pocket
God, like Kent's the country and shit,
It used to be. I mean, I grew up in Seattle, so it was like,
I remember
you're going where?
farms in the valley.
Oh, you remember
I remember their horses in Skyway.
Almost Live did their cops and whatever. They would pick some rural town. Like they did cops in Kent. They did cops in Linwood,
Lakewood, and stuff like that.
My favorite one was cops in Ballard, and he was driving like an old Dart. Look it up. It's on YouTube.
Are you talking about the Almost Live TV show?
So
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The jokes on Kent and Renton.
Always,
I know.
Back when Bill Nye was
see you, Keystone.
back before Bill Nye was the science guy, he was
The Speedwalker.
Speedwalker. Yeah, he actually is getting his star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, Speedwalker.
No, Bill Nye.
Bill Nye. That's
Bill
right.
Nye, the science guy.
Boo.
What's his face from the theater? Alan, can't think of his last name.
Oh, no, he's a great guy.
He posted, I guess he was on the show, a brief little clip that he did where he plays somebody that's trying to find his orca whale, and he's asking about, is it a mammal? And then there's like a private detective that's asking questions. Yeah, he just posted it. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know he was on the show.
That's
but
funny.
He's got a lot of credits to his name.
Yeah, growing up, we would watch that on Saturdays, and it always just felt like you could be in any city around here. Even Renton, they'd still make jokes.
Oh, yeah.
I actually watched John Keister film a segment on Mercer Island for I think it was cops on Mercer Island. They were at the Albertsons that I worked at, and they were like coming up to the barista outside and doing a thing.
Nice.
I watched that filming.
Nice. Yeah, we had Keister come into the Shucks Auto Supply I worked at in downtown Seattle, and that was fun. So doing a bit on the stupid shit people buy for their cars.
Yeah.
Playboy bunny air fresheners.
Oh,
and
yeah.
back then it was all the neon crap.
You know, I've noticed that like the whole look of the Playboy bunny is now an anime thing. Have you noticed that? The leotard with the little cup, things and the ears.
The outfit, yeah.
The whole outfit.
Is that gone? Are they completely gone?
I mean,
now?
Playboy magazine went away when Hugh Hefner died, I think, or actually it went away before he died.
Yeah.
I bet the brand is around, though.
And they're probably still selling T-shirts and.
There's articles in those magazines?
What?
Wait, there was something other than articles?
I only read it for the comics.
Yeah, no, where was I just the other day where somebody had a complete collection? From whatever that was, 59 or...
What?
Yeah, all the way up. A complete collection.
How many boxes?
Oh, no, he was... I do know who that was. I don't know, that's a lot.
That's
And John, because my buddy John Hill was in the same conversation.
Yeah.
And so they're really hard to get rid of. And I go, fuck, what are you talking about?
It's like, I just can't.
That's just so he doesn't have to,
Throw it
like,
away.
pay for them. It's like, I could never resell these. Nobody wants a complete set.
Donate it to the library.
I mean,
Yeah.
in what condition are these magazines? Because I think isn't like the first 5 issues like really like worth.
I
a lot
would
of
sure
money?
think so. I don't know. I didn't look at them.
Because they had the Marilyn Monroe thing, right?
Marilyn Monroe, Betty Page. I think the one issue of Playboy that I ever owned was the one where, God, of course, Farrah Fawcett was in the centerfold when she turned 50,
Oh,
and she looked amazing at 50.
well, that's interesting.
Bringing it back to Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
All the way around.
Cheryl Finn.
Oh, yeah.
Audrey was on.
Sure. Yeah, Sherilyn Fenn.
I met her at Crypticon. She was super nice. She was really cool.
Nice.
Because she's done a bunch of like horror movies and stuff like that.
Has
She
she?
wasn't a true scream queen, but I think she's done a bunch of, I don't know,
Yeah.
stuff.
The one that I would have absolutely loved to have met was Dee Wallace.
Nice.
Oh, sure.
I met her. She was drinking wine out of like a paper cup or something she
Right on.
had, and I was one of the last people to get to get her autograph, and she was just like, sure, whatever. She's like, I don't give a fuck, but she was great. She was.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so did you watch the newest season of Twin Peaks?
I did, yes.
Yeah. All right.
I was.
I haven't finished it yet, but it's tripping me out a little.
Did you get to the halfway point and then drop off, or?
Yeah, something pretty close to that now.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away for anybody for
It's worth.
spoiling a
right.
6-year-old show or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I won't give it away. But there is definitely an episode where it's the one. There's like an atomic bomb segment.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
episode 8, and it's very memorable. And all the people that I've talked to that watched it made it that far, and if they were on the fence, that's where they hopped off. They were like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
I'm good, yeah.
But it really kind of comes together at the end,
All right,
I think. But
yeah.
it is time. It's another show. But I loved it. But I also watched it one episode as it was coming out.
Sure.
Was that was 2 seasons originally, and then they did the 3rd season? Are they making more, or is that it?
Jeez, I don't know.
I think they always tease that they're going to do more, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
Was
know.
the co-writer still around? Because it was Dave and who was the co-writer on that? Exactly, North?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did Hill Street Blues.
Oh, sure.
That's an interesting.
I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know if that other author is still around or writer is still around.
He is.
Okay.
I think he's doing other things, less in Hollywood, from my understanding. This was kind of their last hurrah, and I think a bunch of the actors have also passed away recently too.
Yeah.
They were kind of like just thankful that they could do it. And as a fan, like I was just like, holy shit, this is like somewhat watchable. Like I loved it.
How many journeys have you made up to North Bend?
Oh, I used to live. My friend used to live like in North Bend, so I'd go over there quite a bit.
Nice. Have the cherry pie and all that.
Yeah, and when I was in art school, also living close to Paulsbo, Yeah, that's where the rock, or not the rock, but the log that they find Laura Palmer.
Oh, it was over in Paulsbo?
Wrapped
there
in
it is.
plastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, it's rough.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
rough.
You can go out there. It's like a country club. And yeah, when I watched it in like 2010 or so, like when it first came out, or when I first got it from the library, I remember that.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember being like, the rock is out, like you can go to the log and see it. So I went out there and they're like, hey, get out of here. No.
Yeah.
And I think
Sure,
now the
anyway.
show's like picked up a lot more steam, so I'm sure they probably like, I don't know what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Charge you $5 to
Yeah.
wander out there.
Exactly, yeah.
It is. It's good TV though, and it's a trip.
Nice.
But again, it's kind of assaulting. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be like pleasant or,
Feel
edible
good.
even,
Yeah.
right? It's just, it is. It's extreme.
That's David in a nutshell. Whereas the other guy, just kind of bringing in the influence of like, let's tell a story here. Because I guess they didn't even really want to reveal who killed Laura Palmer. They were like,
Yeah.
we'll just keep it going. Like they'll get distracted and forget about it. And the Bob Iger, the current CEO of Disney.
For Disney, yeah.
Yeah, he was head of ABC at the time, and he was like, God damn it, you guys gotta tell him. Gotta tell him. And,
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then he wakes up in the shower.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
comes
yeah.
in and, no, you're still alive. And it was all a dream.
Yeah. It's a snow globe.
A little kid.
They're a
looking in the
demented
snow.
little kid. It's rough, man, because the Bob thing is bad enough, right? But Leland, it's just rough. The whole thing's rough.
Yeah.
I have not
Firewalk with
seen
me,
it.
I don't
Have you?
know. The Bob scene in Firewalk is one of the roughest cinema moments
Absolutely.
ever. Because the mom just kind of gets it. She's out of her stupor because she's drugged every night, and it's like she has a moment of clarity,
Yep.
and it's one of the worst possible fucking moments. Oh, it's awful.
I never
Jeez.
watched any
Oh,
of that show.
Is it all on Netflix, all the seasons?
It's on one of
was
them.
at one point, I think it's Showtime now.
Yeah.
The new stuff is
So
Showtime.
from Amazon and Showtime.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very rough. Going
Oh,
from
it's
the show
rough.
and
Oh.
watching the movie, you're kind of like, oh, it's
Yeah.
definitely more graphic and just it's 100% David Lynch at that point too.
Yeah.
So you're getting
Yeah.
a lot.
Getting all-
Because Blue Rose case. Oh, it is. It's rough.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. And I guess the what's her name who plays Laura Palmer is going to be presenting the movie in North Bend here in August.
Oh,
She's
geez.
going to be playing it.
Isn't that,
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot her name.
Yeah,
She's great. I mean, she does a really good job.
Laura Flynn Boyle?
No. She was the owner of the lodge, briefly.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying.
Let's see.
Sherry Flynn.
The fictional character.
Yeah, who played Laura Palmer? Yeah, she does a great job. She does a great job. So much so that I bet it kind of...
Played by Cheryl Lee.
Cheryl Lee.
Okay.
Yeah, also met her at Crypticon, and Crypticon, for people that don't know, it's like a scary film, horror film convention.
Yeah.
A lot of people dressing up like vampires,
All this yellow goth come out.
and Sherry Lee was like, bless her, she had like a little cross, and she was like holding on to it the whole time.
Yeah,
She was
nice.
just like,
Y'all are, y'all are nuts.
Yeah, I went there with I was there with the Pacific Northwest Ghostbusters, and we had a little table outside the dealer room. And
oh really? Oh cool.
yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
We there is I think they're out of Snohomish, the city, not just the county, but Snohomish. There's a person who has a Velociraptor costume, and they were there in costume, and they were walking up and down the hallway,
Oh, it's a realistic one.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell it's fake.
T-Rex.
We have a blow-up T-Rex.
No one fears me.
It's not one of those inflatable ones. It's one of the ones that it's like it's animatronic.
Like an animatronic.
Yeah.
Creepy. That's cool.
Because Mary raced in one of the blow-up ones, right?
Yeah. And then councilperson Ryan McIrvin, that guy can run.
Yeah.
Was he doing
doing
the
it
same
too?
thing? Oh, yeah. No, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
man,
It's
you
like,
can't-
dude.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not even...
Can't compete with that guy.
Oh, man, that guy's fast.
Yeah.
So the Velociraptor was walking through like the area where all the people were signing and stuff, and it walked up to the woman who plays the nun, and she started squawking at her. And she, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, even the demonic feared velociraptors, right? Like the hunger that comes from giant lizards.
That was great.
Oh man.
Nice. Boys, do you want to jump into some headlines real quick?
do it.
'Cause we're,
Yeah, you sticking around, Greg? What do you got?
You sticking around? Sure. You good? Boys, the big news story, obviously it's still in the cycle right now, and we talked about before the debate, but now the debate debacle, right? Where Sleepy Joe lived up to his name, and Trump lied every time he opened his mouth.
It was
So,
unreal, and
it's
yet
just
that's
unreal.
not the topic of conversation. The tell-all to me is the framing immediately afterwards.
Yeah.
Right, that everybody just took Biden out and assassinated him.
Yeah.
His character assassination for 90 shitty minutes,
Yeah.
and they were terribly shitty.
They were terrible.
Right, but
Nah.
but to
Who are we
frame
gonna replace
his
him
entire
with? All that stuff.
future and the future of the United States on
Yeah.
90 shitty minutes is pretty stupid.
Yeah.
He wasn't making policy at the time. He wasn't on the phone
No.
with the Kremlin trying to talk down the Cuban Missile Crisis.
But
He was-
I'm just
his handlers fucked up.
sort
fucked
of
the
dumbfounded
DNC.
that they
Yeah.
allowed, I don't know what the
I
hell.
don't know.
Because
I don't
everybody
know.
was talking before how they were going to drug him, or they
Yeah,
were going
which
to give him
they-
Mountain Dew, or they
Oh,
were going
oh my
to
God.
give him some cocaine or whatever to perk him up.
Wake him up,
And
yeah.
it just did, I don't know.
No, I guess they said he was jet lagged or whatever, but that just
Yeah.
means his handlers were dumb, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I'm not into the DNC. I'm
No.
not. And
No.
just in the further talk since then, and at this point, that pales in comparison to, and I hope we are talking about the Supreme Court usurping every
Yes, yeah.
constitutional
Yep,
norm
yep,
of
yep,
all
yep.
time. Anyway,
Yeah.
but this was a big deal lead up to that,
Yeah.
which is even worse.
Yeah. The only good thing about the Supreme Court thing is it took the focus off of Joe for 20
I guess,
minutes, right?
but if he can't win, and they need to think about this quickly, like if he can't win in those, battleground Georgia, Arizona, et cetera, he needs to drop out,
Yeah.
and they need to get anybody who can,
Yeah.
anybody, because the point is this will be and I know seems hyperbolic, but it's not. It's like especially with this Supreme Court who will back a dictator. And they've said so. It doesn't have to be Trump. Trump could die tomorrow too, but then we get a DeSantis who's like 45 years old, right? Or worse.
Yeah.
There's some real dingbats out there who would be terribly empowered now.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I mean, the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
So that we cannot, and I'm not a Democrat. I'm not, because they have shot themselves so many times. It just annoys me. The National Democrats are ridiculous, and they lost me when they became the corporate Democrats back in the '90s. Right. That being said, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Right? We wouldn't have had those 3 justices that made this possible if. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If Trump wouldn't have gotten in.
Yeah. The court would look far more balanced.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
This is something I've been thinking of this week. Is like, maybe you can know more about it. But why does the Democrats seem so like steadfast to being like, we're gonna play by the rules,
Yeah.
all the, and it's like,
Yeah.
you guys really got to be more on the offensive.
Yeah,
with
because
some
there
of
was
this.
that big thing a few years ago where Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, that's all good and well, but
Yeah.
how do you combat a party
Liars
that
and
just
cheaters.
lies
Yes.
constantly?
And is now absolutely, again, not hyperbolic, openly embracing one-party rule, propaganda, and neo-fascism.
Well, the
Openly.
The problem I see is
Proudly.
if the Democrats were to like sink down to their level and combat their lying with more lying, then the Republican Party would be like, see, they're lying.
Yeah.
See,
They're gonna anyway.
They're
And
gonna anyway.
I
And
think
they're
being
gonna
assertive doesn't mean you have to lie.
Yeah.
Right?
And
It's
they-
like,
and
get
they
Chuck Schumer the
stuck
fuck out
with
of
the
leadership, because the guy is, you know what I mean? We had Harry Reid before. It's like both of those guys are absolutely not assertive.
Yeah.
And according to Article 3, the way I read it, it's the House can dictate what cases the Supreme Court takes. Why are they not exercising that?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, why did we allow them to take this shitty, stupid case in the first place?
Right.
And then talk about it and give out their surprise, completely and obviously non-constitutional ruling the last day.
Yeah.
Are
The
you
very
kidding me?
last day.
That doesn't look partisan to anybody?
No.
Really?
No. And holding on to the whole immunity claim until the very last minute.
Yes.
Very very last minute,
And if-
where they could have taken it up in December.
Yes.
Right.
And if
yeah.
immunity was ever on the table, wouldn't it have come into the document itself?
Yeah.
Where is the word immunity in the Constitution? Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
I don't think it is.
Well, the entire Constitution is about getting rid of a king.
Yeah, and
Getting rid of
limiting
the-
power to grant
Yes.
equal power to the citizenry.
I
and voices to the citizenry. I was for years a one-issue voter, which is who is going to promote voting rights, right? And now I'm pushing that back on the back burner because till my last breath, and I'm looking at you guys, I will work to get every Federalist Society judge impeached and embarrassed and thrown the fuck out of policy-making power. Get the fuck out of here. Go to Russia, guys, right? Where they have a 99% conviction rate.
Yeah.
Right? You'll love it there.
And
You'll
Putin
fucking
wins
love
by
it there.
93% of the
Get
vote
the
every
fuck out of the
time.
United States. The Federalists are not good Americans. And that's why they work in secret in these weird houses of power. What the fuck? Get out!
Well, now Clarence Thomas can go take his RV and enjoy the rest of his summer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, got that off his mind.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's going to
thank
be on
goodness he can
a
relax.
yacht in the Mediterranean somewhere, you know.
hang out in some parking lots.
Oh, man. And those guys also are impeachable. It's not like it's never happened. It happened in the 60s, right? You can boot those guys out of power.
And again,
why
if
do
you,
we
had
act like,
somebody,
oh,
if you had somebody assertive, there's no limit to how many justices you can have.
well,
So-
also, yeah. And Joe can't be busted anyway. So why doesn't he? There's 13 district courts. Why aren't there
At least 13
And why do
yeah.
they get to cherry pick from the 6
Yes.
over and over?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? But why not put 4 more in right now?
Right today.
Right now.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Nominate him today.
Oh my God! Just to add some pressure.
I don't
Even if it
remember
doesn't
what
go
the-
anywhere, put some pressure on the bad guys.
What is the threshold in the Senate for confirmation?
Jeez, that's a good question.
I don't
It
remember.
might be 60. It might
Is
be.
it 60?
I don't know.
Is it that many?
Yeah. And look how lockstep those fascist wannabes are, man. It's so shitty.
I can't imagine it's 60 though, because
I don't know.
would they have
Don't
gotten
know that. Yeah.
Brett Kavanaugh in if it was
60, yeah, no, you're right there, bro.
Yeah, I don't
no
know.
way. Oh, that motherfucker. Jesus Christ, I just want to fight everybody. I swear to God, it's so insane.
Charity
I
fight
can't-
right here in Renton.
Sir,
Mike,
this is a
Mike
Wendy's.
will take them all
No,
on
I
at the
can't.
same time.
Honest God, I'll fight those 6 people. Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
At the same time. Well, kind of fun news. Steve Bannon reported to prison
Yeah, geez, that's
just
something.
yesterday. So, I mean, he's got a 4-month sentence for contempt of Congress.
Yeah, he's
even
not the
though-
only one who just ignored congressional subpoenas
Yeah.
either, right? So it's like, yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, see you later.
And I'm not into the state and, taking somebody's liberty, right? It's like, fuck, they're backing me into a corner I don't like to be in, man.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. And Steve Bannon is a fascist piece of shit
Yeah.
who really wants to erode democratic norms worldwide. He's an absolute fascist spokesperson and has been for quite some time.
Jeez.
What a piece of shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Tell us
man.
how you really feel, Mike.
I mean, we really are, and I know I say this, but I really mean it, and I do not think I'm wrong. Democracy is on the ropes worldwide. Look at France, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at it
That
right fucking now,
28-year-old
dude,
right-wing
etc.
kid.
Oh yeah, dude.
Spain.
Because the propaganda machine, a lot of it has to do with how we're consuming information, etc.
Yeah.
But the propaganda tools of, say, Russia, etc., are running unchecked, right? And we're not running the internet like a utility, or like the FCC on top of it, where they have to work within the public good. We're not doing that. So just lie after lie after lie, which changes the framework into how we view democracy and how we feel. We've never been better served by a democracy. Are you kidding me? Look at all the shit that is going right. You know what I mean? Our justice system is the least corrupt that it's ever been.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like...
We had our in-house, or our friend of the show, philosopher Kyle, on.
Yeah.
Remember, he was talking about how great things were going on in the
Comparatively
world.
to the bad old days.
To the bad old days,
Say the
but-
1960s and before. You know what I mean? It's like...
Things are actually on the rise,
Yeah.
but man, it's hard to see. It's
I
hard
know,
to see
because
through
it's every day.
Yeah.
We're not in fuel lines. We're not in... Our water's clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not fucking... And we're just nutrition spoiled, right? And all these things have costs, and I'm not going to pretend they don't. Don't be silly, right? But... people, I'm telling you, the fascists are not going to give you a better deal. They're not. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. They talk a good game, but it's a lie. Fuck.
Well, in other fun news, Mike's favorite former mayor, Rudy Giuliani, has been completely disbarred from New York.
Yay!
Basically the appellate court that was hearing it, and he even came out and said, "Yeah, I did all these things." And there's like, this is the grossest thing and I'm paraphrasing, this is the grossest thing we've ever seen. Yes, you're friggin' disbarred. So
maybe he thought it was a lie, and instead of a law, it's like the bar protects
he thought he was
lawyers, not
auditioning.
liars.
Thought he was auditioning for another Borat movie or something.
Oh man, it's so weird. That guy used to be America's sweetheart, man. Right after 9/11, everybody's like, "Yeah, Rudy, run for president, Rudy."
Man,
it's like, man, he sold himself out. Why do people sell themselves out to Trump, man?
I don't know.
What is the deal?
What is the attraction there?
Oh, fuck, he's a bully. I don't know. Do you want to be on the side of the bully? I don't know.
He just talks fast and probably pushes you into the corner real quick.
Yeah.
I guess.
And
Yeah.
I know. I would be like, sure, take it.
I mean, the guy is like sweaty and smells like ketchup, and it's like,
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
what the
a trick to
attraction
me,
is.
dude.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well, ask Melania, she'll know.
Yeah.
How much does it take?
Yeah. Yeah, she's all like, got 2 words for it. Ching, ching.
Well, speaking of America's
That's my
sweetheart,
Melania.
sad news, local rock and roll goddess, Ann Wilson, they've had to cancel the Heart Tour this year because she was diagnosed with cancer, and she's had it, had the surgery, had it removed, but she's decided to go through chemotherapy to make sure.
Jeez, good luck to her.
Yeah, I never saw him. I was never a big Heart fan, but I actually saw him at the winter the hockey game. They came out the Winter Classic.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually came out and performed. It was kind of fun to see.
And geez, they've been part of the soundtrack of my life.
Yeah,
Right?
they've been
They're huge.
around.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez. Speaking of illness, Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment. Do you guys use Redbox? Anybody use Redbox?
Not anymore.
What's Redbox? Oh,
Redbox is the video.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, I forgot.
Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment is the parent company of them. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection because they are nearly $1 billion in debt.
Woof.
How does anybody get $1 billion in
Well, have
debt?
they heard of streaming? It's like, they're like, no, the CDs are coming back, bro.
But there's people that love those DVDs.
The
I guess
streaming
so.
doesn't make a lot of money either, so I guess it
Yeah.
becomes
No, I guess you're right, yeah.
That's why I didn't do the Redbox, is that you check it out for $1, right? But you never bring it back that first time, and then it just adds up. And then
How does it charge? Does it
I
charge?
charge it to your credit card or your bank, or whatever card you
You
use.
can rent it for the day for $1,
I mean,
24 hours,
it's
or
24-hour period. I used
Okay.
to do Redbox back when it first came out.
Yeah.
And basically, for a 24-hour period, it was like $4.
okay.
And then after, if you don't return it after, I think it's like 30 days, then they just charge you for.
You just sold it. You just
movie,
bought
you
it.
just bought it.
Okay. It's like $25 or something.
No, it's like 40 or 50 bucks.
That's how they
Jeez,
get you.
wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You
How the
basically
hell
pay
are
double
they-
what it's worth.
So
if you
what I'm
don't-
hearing is if we go steal a bunch of DVDs from Redbox, that'll cure their $1 billion problem.
Go start charging people for it.
I used to rent Redbox movies, and then I had a program on my computer that allowed me to rip and reburn the disc to a blank, and it would remove all the copy protection shit too. So yeah,
Nice, man.
Taking it to
I don't have those videos anymore. So no, I don't have them.
Speaking of videos, video gaming, guys, an Italian teenager has become the first millennial to be canonized as a saint in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, no, I
Did you
heard
see
about
this?
a few weeks ago,
Yeah, he's 15 years old, died of leukemia in 2006 at 15 years old.
Oh, okay. So he's not alive. Okay.
Yeah, he earned the nickname God's Influencer because he used to post a lot of stuff about, but people followed him, I think, because he was doing the video game thing. Supposedly, because to be canonized in the Catholic Church, you've had to have performed 2 miracles. And supposedly, when he was on a trip to Costa Rica, he healed a boy that had some kind of eating disorder, couldn't eat right, or couldn't absorb the nutrients or something, and just by being in his presence, that kid was cured.
Gee, that's great.
The other one, I forget what the other. There was another kid that he supposedly cured, but Carlo Acutis is his name. He's the newest saint in the Catholic Church.
Saint Carlo.
Saint Carlo.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
That's something. That's a good gig when you can get it.
Well, he's dead.
He finished Halo Legendary in 30 minutes.
Did he have to spend time with a priest or anything to be able to count?
You just have to be a member of the church, and you have to perform the 2 miracles, and they have to be verified miracles
witnessed
too,
anyway,
witnessed and all that. So
Maybe the miracle was with that older priest guy. I don't know.
Yeah, geez, I don't know. I don't know.
man,
But I mean, you got to court the youth. You know what I mean? So the church wants to have young people too.
Yeah, I think that's mostly what it is.
At this point, they're like, "Hey, millennial,
Yeah. Look at us.
Check out this big building we got
like
here.
video games too.
Yep."
I had a walkthrough at a huge ass church in Kent. For our Kent friends, but just walking around, just going, oh my God! And then of course they've got the youth ministry downstairs with the stages and all the instruments. I'm like, oh, they're keeping the young folks. Speaking of saints, Ray Liotta, who passed away, like 2 years ago, something like that.
Cocaine Bear was coming out.
Cocaine Bear, that was, but he's got a new movie coming out. It might be his final movie. It's coming out Labor Day weekend, August 31st, more specifically. It's an action crime thriller set in 1992. It also stars Tyrese Gibson.
I saw a trailer for it yesterday.
Snoop Dogg is the executive producer.
Oh, jeez.
Or Snoop Lion, what is he now? Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. He hasn't gone by Snoop Lion in a while.
Yeah, it's his Death Row Pictures.
That's he bought Death Row.
Yes, he bought Death Row. So good on him, man. So it's under that banner. Ray Liotta is kind of a personal favorite. Not a huge, but.
I liked him in the movies I've seen him in.
Yeah, especially when he's like out of his mind, right?
I heard this anecdote recently that one of the reasons they think that call someone a Karen is Ray Liotta in Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
Because if you rewatch it, half the movie he's like Karen
To his wife?
Yes.
I'll have to watch because that's Lorraine Bracco, right?
Yes.
I have to rewatch that. It's been
I don't know if I've ever seen that movie, to be honest.
Yeah. Joe Pesci's amazing in that movie.
You can make a drinking game out of every time he says
Karen.
You will get a.
Because she's all up in his shit all the time, right? Because she's all nervous and he's all coked out.
Yes.
I think they're both all coked out.
Yes, they're both coked out. Yeah. The mess.
Thinking that the
Cocaine is a
cops
hell
are
of a
like
drug.
following them everywhere. Yeah, hell of a drug.
Well, don't romanticize it too much.
Here's a movie that Mike has been waiting on since the 80s. Somebody's doing a biopic on Air Supply.
Oh.
The band Air Supply. It's Stuart Beattie, who was the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean, Air Supply are still alive and touring,
I think so.
Yeah, they tour like
Is it all
150 dates a year.
Is it the original band, or is it
It's
like
those two dudes.
one man?
No,
Oh,
because it's
okay.
Michael Nesmith's kid, Christian, who is Mary's friend, Cersei Link. Cersei Link's husband is Michael Nesmith's kid, Christian. And Christian is the lead guitar player.
Has he been in the band
touring
forever?
band. Oh, yeah.
Oh, for the touring band.
Yeah, for the touring band.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good gig.
Yeah,
they tour like 150-something days out of the year.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. They probably make good money out of it, too. So, yeah, if you're a huge Air Supply fan, the movie's going to be called All Out of Love, The Air Supply Story.
Hell, there you are.
Because Mike is so lost without you.
Yeah. But the best thing that ever happened because of Air Supply is the Will Ferrell and who's the kid? Oh, it's so good. Who was oh man,
Are you talking about
Chris Kattan?
Yeah.
They do Air Supply thing. Will Ferrell and Chris.
Oh, you're talking
Uh,
about the Night at the Roxbury?
No, it's them as Air Supply, and it's delightful.
Is it a Saturday Night Live thing?
Oh, it's wonderful.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Nice. Oh, man. Well, speaking of dead stars, Carl Weathers family has been going through his estate, and it's sort of surprising. He was assets were only like $870,000, right? And you'd think the guy's been in like what 20, 30 movies?
Yeah, Happy
like
Gilmore, man.
Happy Gilmore, all that stuff.
Rocky.
Yeah.
So he had like
Rocky.
he had like an old truck, like a 2016 truck, you know, and just I don't even know if he owned his house, but when they were going through it, they found safe deposit keys, and they found $664,585 in cash in safe deposit boxes, which I just thought was kind of fascinating, right?
great.
It's like, well, you got that much money, and like, is he OJ? Is he trying to like, I got to flee the country?
Well, yeah,
or
I guess it
something?
depends on if he declared that money or not. Maybe it was just a money.
Oh, that might be.
He was just trying to keep some cash on the side.
Like he
you
got
know?
paid for Creed or something under
Something,
the table.
yeah.
Or here's a
I thought
cashier's
he
check.
was working a horse ranch, or he had some kind of ranch towards his retirement years.
I don't know, because it said he was only worth like
Is he-
$870K.
Oh, jeez.
So,
Yeah, I mean, he was in 4 Rocky movies.
I mean, I'd take half of that in cash myself.
Yeah, that's
but,
not terrible. Yeah, no, you can
But
make
still,
some shit
I mean,
happen.
it's like,
Yeah, that's a little surprising.
Yeah.
But fame and wealth are not necessarily the wealthiest people we don't know.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yeah, because they don't always go hand in hand.
oh my God. Yeah, he tragically passed away earlier this year at 76.
Yeah. Oh, what a stud.
Speaking of death, we talked about this, I think, offline, but Richard Mole passed away, which is pretty sad. And I hadn't seen him in anything. Todd showed me a...
There was a sitcom that came out, I think, in 2019 or 2020. It was called The Cool Kids, and it was on Fox, and it had him, David Allen Greer,
Jeez.
what's her name from Mama's Family?
Vicky...
Vicki Lawrence.
Vicki Lawrence? What?
And it had...
Kiss my grits.
and then there was the little dude... damn it.
Yeah, is it available somewhere? The Cool Kids?
The Cool Kids. It was a Fox TV series. And I think
geez.
you can buy it or rent it, I think.
Yeah. I was like, sounds like a hell of a cast, right?
It was a great show, and they were basically these seniors who were living in an assisted living place, and it was just all the shit that happened living in a senior living home. And
Nice. Kind of
Was it
Golden
David Allen?
Girls for the new
yeah,
generation.
pretty much. I mean, it was like if Golden Girls in like 90210 were like doing a thing. It was like a lot of the drama you'd have in like 90210, but with people who are over 65.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Richard Mole, I think I remember mostly from Roseanne.
Leslie Jordan was the last person.
Oh, geez. Good choice.
Yeah, he was on Roseanne. He played the gay waiter that worked with Roseanne at a diner. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, the diner that he ended up buying at some point.
I think so, yeah. God, it's been a long time since.
Lanford Cafe or whatever it was. But yeah, they still have that cafe in the new series.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, it's being
I haven't
run.
watched
It's
any
being
of the
run
others.
up until like the most recent episode. It was being run by Jackie because their mom bought the place after Roseanne died.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but yeah,
So, geez, and he was, wasn't he in Clue?
he was in Clue. He was Mr. Colonel Mustard, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he was in a
Martin
bunch of stuff. Martin Mull, yeah.
Yeah, that's Martin Mull. I think you
Oh,
said
Martin Mole. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What did I say? Richard?
Richard, because Richard Mull is
He's
from
the other guy, yeah.
Richard Mull did also
He
die like a
he
few
did
months
also
ago.
pass
but-
away,
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, like right before the revival of Night Court.
Man, if you're...
Yeah, Martin
Oh, that's
Mull.
right. Yeah.
And what was, Martin Mull had a thing on HBO, his own,
He and that other guy had like a series together. What was
I can't remember the name of it now, but it would
But
have
he-
boobs occasionally.
And those two played a couple on Roseanne.
Yeah. Oh, his husband on the show?
Yeah,
Oh.
those two had a show of their own on another network. I'm pretty sure I remember that, right? That could be like the Mandela thing going on too.
Well, also rest in peace, Bill Cobbs, who you might not recognize by name, but if you
I had to
saw his
look him up.
face,
Yeah,
oh my God, he's been in like everything.
Everything, yeah.
Over 200 IMDb credits to his name.
COBBS. Cobbs.
Died at 90, so had a good life. But he's he's Night in a Museum. I think he was on The Wire. He's been on. I mean, he's just one of those characters character actors that shows up
Oh, yeah.
in just everything, right?
Jeez,
I think he was in a number of episodes of the Cosby Show too. Wasn't he like a?
Yeah,
Wasn't he
maybe.
like a friend of Dr. Huxtable?
He was the Quaalude dealer.
Man.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't make this guy bad by association. I just know
Yeah,
that.
well, and don't knock Quaaludes.
Yeah, why would you so Quaaludes by associating with Bill Cosby?
I mean, you can besmirch, Bill Cosby, but
You're right.
Quaaludes never really did it.
Sorry. Oh my God.
It was something else. He was it.
Jeez. We normally do new movies coming out in July, but we've sort of running long here, so maybe we'll do new movies next week for July. Boys, sharing is caring. This is where we go around the room and share any kind of new shows, movies we've seen, restaurants you've gone to, books you've read, comic books you picked up, that kind of stuff.
Well, I binge watched season 2 of that 90s show.
I was going to bring that up. That was the other thing I was thinking, because Kevin Smith is in that. Kevin and Jay.
In the last 4 minutes of the last episode, yeah.
They pop up.
Yep.
And they play...
Literally pop up. I
They
mean,
play
I'm not gonna
Tommy
give it-
Chong's character's son, right?
Yeah.
Kevin does?
Kevin plays the son of Leo, yeah.
Who's keeping the tradition of cannabis delivery alive, right? It's a family business.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, so in the last 5 minutes of the not the season finale, but the mid-season finale, because there's more episodes coming.
Yeah, they're going to come back in October, I hear.
Yeah.
They're going to be in an
Late
episode
October,
there. So
yeah.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of that series. Is this second season, you said?
It's second season, and you know what? I really enjoy it because in the first season we see Eric and everybody. The only person who does not make an appearance in season 1 is the one who went to jail.
Yeah, because he's a rapist piece of shit.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Although I want to say that the woman who lives next door, you don't know who the dad is of the kids, and I think, and this is my headcanon here, I think he's the dad of those kids.
Unmentionable.
Unmentionable. They don't ever talk about him. And they do, but it's kind of like, your dad's a piece of shit. He's, long gone and blah, 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 that kind of thing. But
Yeah, geez. I was a casual watcher of the 70s show. I mean, I'd catch an episode here and there.
I enjoyed the hell out of that show. I actually would watch it every time it came on. But this one's, it's basically Eric and I can't remember her name now.
Hold on, guys. Is that fully electric?
I think that's a fully electric Metro bus.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Because, old lead acid batteries had like a hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
This has liberal tears. Power of the batteries.
No, it is. It's a banana.
No.
It's a banana slug. It's a banana slug. Look at it.
The question is, if you were on that bus and it was sinking, if
Yes.
it crashed in the
Would
water,
the sharks get
would
electrocuted?
you rather
before-
get eaten by the sharks, or would you rather be electrocuted? I don't know. I think I'd rather be eaten by the sharks.
All right, but what I was getting at was in the new series, the child of Eric and the girl, I can't remember her name right now.
Laura Prepon.
Yeah, Lauren's character. Either way.
Donna.
Donna, thank you. It's Eric and Donna's daughter. Her name is Leia. And
Nice, 'cause Star
we
Wars,
We all
yeah.
know that Eric was a massive Star Wars fan. But yeah, and she comes over for the summer and then makes friends with Kelso's kid and his friends. And Kelso's kid is also the love interest for the granddaughter of the Formans. So he's always over, and he's like, "Why are you in my house again?"
Yeah, I do like the red character. What's the actor's name?
Red Foreman, and he's played by Kurtwood Smith, I think.
Yeah. Because my dad was kind of grumpy like that, but he was never that mean. Like, he wouldn't swear at you unless you really got on his nerves. But he reminds me a lot of growing up. Yeah.
How would I put my foot in your ass? Yeah. But yeah, no, the red. It's funny is when I watched that '70s show, Kelso always reminded me of my brother Jeff. And when I told him that, I was like, "Do you really see me that dumb?" It's like, not the personality. He reminds me of you in the style, the way he dressed. Had the long hair and the
So you butter that up a little bit.
and then the denim everything.
And kind of stupid.
And in more recent years, he is most definitely stupid because he is a QAnon nut job. So yeah.
Jeez. Greg, what about you? Got anything you want to share with us? Any new shows? You talked about Twin Peaks a bit, but is there any other?
What's your current obsession?
Yeah, any obsessions?
Right now, just with the current climate, how everything is politically, and just I'm not taking on any new shows at the moment for the summer. Probably, I'm just watching old stuff. So I'm rewatching Simpsons from season 1.
Oh, wow.
Haven't done that, so completely brand new eyes. And then got my brother in on it too, so he'll come over and watch it with me.
Nice.
I think we're at season 3 or 4. And
How is the animation from season 1 to like the modern stuff? Because it's been so long since I've watched.
It's it's almost like every episode just gets a little
bit better.
A little bit better, yeah.
Yeah.
The first season is really rough, though.
Yeah.
But that's been fun, and then I've also been doing Dragon Ball Z with Akira Toriyama passing.
Yeah.
It was like, I caught episodes here and there, and everyone knew the storylines, but I was like, I want to go back and just start with episode 1, rewatch that.
And
So
if you go back and watch early episodes of The Simpsons, Homer sounds like Walter Matthau.
Nice.
The old episodes.
yeah, he does sound very different. It wasn't until the 3rd season that it really clicks. 3rd and 4th have been so
Yeah.
good.
So good.
Mike, what about you? What's been
Well, geez,
happening?
I was going through comics and found my favorite Dragon Balls because I have a Shonen Jump. So like the whole run of Shonen Jump.
Wow, okay.
But there's one where Dr. Zero and it's the beginning of the Android saga. But anyway, where Piccolo is now Super Piccolo, and he gives a great knee to Android 20, and the written sound is Goog. But it's one of the best splash pages of all time because he biffs it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it says Goog. Goog is the sound emphasis on one of the best splash pages of all time. It's great.
Toriyama really is one of it's so incredible, and the animation is good. It's fun.
The pacing's different though.
The pacing is so slow.
Yeah.
It's been 20 episodes, and I think this is the episode tonight that Frieza will finally die. He just keeps coming back. We're just
Well, he does keep coming back. But
yes.
but I did watch season 1 of The Bear.
Oh, the wife's
Which-
been really hammering me to get. She's all
It's
seen
good
all 3
TV.
seasons.
It's good TV.
Is it good?
What,
Okay.
good TV.
Isn't it the show about a guy who has a restaurant or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crew.
Yeah,
So
he's like
it's an ensemble.
He's like
show.
a classically trained chef or something, but goes back and works with the family. Diner or
It's
something.
really good TV.
And that's the kid from Shameless and
the new wrestling movie.
the new
with
wrestling
Zac
movie.
Efron.
Yeah, he's been kind of blowing up everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
He's doing a great job. Everybody's an ensemble, and they're all completely believable.
Nice.
The other thing I'm just looking up because I know there was something else I was watching that I really got into was and I think I mentioned it last week, but Reginald the Vampire, and it's a comedy. It's on Sci-Fi Channel. It stars the kid who plays Ned on the live action Spider-Man movies. He's kind of like a nerd who is into a girl he works with and is too shy to say anything, and he thinking no one's listening or whatever, he's outside. He's like, man, why can't I just, and this guy who walks up and says, so why don't you just walk up and say hi? He's like, where'd you come from? And the guy finds out later that that guy's a werewolf, and then he goes, you have to want me to do this for you. And he goes, do what? It's like, just say I want you to do this for me. Okay, so he does it, and then he attacks him, makes him a vampire, and it's kind of like a like Interview with the Vampire if it was more slapsticky, and there's characters in there you don't like at the beginning but start to grow on you as the show progresses. One being named Todd, and I had an issue with the asshole in the beginning of the series named Todd. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But no, it's on Sci-Fi Channel called Reginald the Vampire. Actually, I think season 1 is on Netflix, I think. So I've been getting caught up on the current season, which is 2. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of Netflix, I found a show that I didn't know was on Netflix. I think it came out last year. Onimusha. It's an animated series about a samurai who's sort of called to go out to this area where there's a bunch of undead. So it takes place in feudal Japan. He's got to go to a certain old guy that's got a special gauntlet that can absorb like the evil souls and stuff. So he's got to get that, but then he's got to kind of fight his way there. I'm only about 2.5 episodes in, but really enjoying it. It's great animation.
I think it's based on a video game series.
Is it based on a video game? Okay. But it sort of makes sense if you're saying that, because then he's got like a little team around him that then they all have like they're all sort of samurai, or they're all sort of have a specialty. Like one guy's a falconer, and they find like a little girl in this village that got decimated by the undead, and she's sort of guiding them now and stuff like that. But it's decent writing. It's not. It's dubbed, so and I think the voice actors do pretty well with it. I don't know if it's originally Japanese or if it's an American-made show, but
that line gets blurred more and more.
Yeah. So if you care, they're like half-hour episodes, one season, I think.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Can get through it pretty quick. So, anything else from you, Jokers?
I was watching on the MeTV Tunes new channel that they just came out with on the 26th, and I was watching an old episode of Underdog, and there was a character who looked really familiar. I was like, I'd seen him somewhere before, and it's Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah. Nice. So good.
Yeah.
Simon Bar Sinister. Yeah, he looks just like Rudy. So.
Was his hand down his pants? Because it kind of looked like it. I don't know.
Oh man.
No,
Again, if y'all haven't seen the second Borat, that's enough. That's enough. That should have sunk him right there.
Plenty.
Because he was not acting.
Yeah, geez. Well, boys, ending on something positive tonight,
hey.
I found a little poem by Langston Hughes, which I really appreciated. And Michael Dare shared this on the Facebooks, and I stole it from him. So it reads, I am so tired of waiting. Let me start over. I am so tired of waiting, aren't you? For the world to become good and beautiful and kind. Let us take a knife and cut the world in two and see what worms are eating at the rind.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that is pretty awesome. So,
And the local Langston, he spent time in Seattle for sure.
oh, I'm sure he did. He would have passed away in
30s maybe.
30s, something like that. Geez. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the Langston Hughes Cultural Arts Center.
We do, don't
Yes, we do.
Yeah. All right, well, for Our Town Podcast, Greg, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Again, it's Ritual...
Print Ritual.
printritual.com. Check it out. Go find him at the Renton Farmers Market on Tuesdays.
Tuesdays through July.
You can find him on our website. We'll put a link there. And then you'll be at the block parties late August, something like
the last
that.
Saturday of August.
Last Saturday, August, something like that.
I believe so, yeah.
So, come find him. He's got cool stuff, and I'll post a picture of all that stuff.
Babe.
Thanks. All right, thanks for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, vlogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.